ॐ नमो नारायणाय। ॐ नमो नारायणाय। ॐ नमो नारायणाय। ॐ नमो नारायणाय।
श्रीमान् वेङ्कटनाथार्यः कवितार्किककेसरी वेदान्ताचार्यवर्यो मे सन्निधत्तां सदा हृदि।
रामानुजदया पात्रम् ज्ञानवैराग्यभूषणम् श्रीमद्वेङ्कटनाथार्यम् वन्दे वेदान्तदेशिकम्।
சீரொன்று தூப்புல் திருவேங்கடமுடையான் பாரொன்றச் சொன்ன பழமொழியுள் ஊரொன்று தானே அமையாதோ தாரணியில் வாழ்வார்க்கு வானேரப் போமளவும் வாழ்வு.
श्रीमान् वेङ्कटनाथार्य कवितार्किककेसरी वेदान्ताचार्यवर्यो मे सन्निधत्तां सदा। रामानुजदया पात्रम् ज्ञानवैराग्यभूषणम् श्रीमद्वेङ्कटनाथार्यं वन्दे वेदान्तदेशिकम्। சீரொன்று தோப்பல் திருவேங்கடமுடையான் பாரொன்று சொன்ன பழமொழியுள் ஓரொன்று தானே அவையாதோ வாழ்வார்க்கு வானே கோமளவும் வாழ்வு.
So let us start with Rahasya Sikhamani. Rahasya Sikhamani, for the newcomers' information, that it is a secret work by Sri Swami Vedanta Deshika, and there are many Sanskrit secret works. And generally, we are talking about three secrets. The three secrets are which are known to you already, basically, but we must go deep here. Generally, it is called Ashtakshara Mantra is the first secret, 8-syllable spell. The second one is Dvaya Mantra, 2 sentences of Sanskrit, which tells us what we should do. And then thirdly, Charma Shloka of Lord Krishna in his incarnation. And that is called, Sarvadharman Parityajya. Everybody knows. So we are now taking up Rahasya Sikhamani on the basis of the Charma Shloka of Varaha Avatar. Lord Sriman Narayana took an incarnation like a boar, wild boar, B-O-A-R, and they caught to Pandri, and therefore we are talking about it very seriously, very deeply, and we are analyzing it. Actually, Father Vedanta Deshika gives us the benefit of analyzing it, and then bit by bit we understand the deep meaning. And this is one of the basics, namely Varaha Charma Shloka is a basics, which all of us know as only 3 incarnations of Lord Sriman Narayana have Charma Shlokas especially made for us, and therefore we are talking of this Varaha Charma Shloka. So he can never mind that he is there now in the middle. So since Sanskrit, Tamil text is shown in the monitor and English explanation is for the international members. Therefore, we are now talking about Idu Purva Prakaranatalum. Now we have 2 parts of Charma Shloka. In the chat, Keshavada Swami may please give so that anybody can understand. Now, Purva Prakaranatalum, Uttara Shlokatalum. Given above, okay. The Purva Prakaranam is previous context. Prakaranam is context, situation, the status, the previous status. Then Uttara Shlokatalum, the verse that comes later. And these two serve the purpose for us as mokshartha prapatti, meaning total surrender for the beatitude only, for emancipation only, for freedom of birth and death only, freedom from the cycle of birth and death only. And therefore, we are not talking about these other three goals, namely dharma, artha, and kama. The sense of duty in our mind, the materialistic benefits which we expect in this world, artha and kama, the desires of mundane existence in this world. So this is the so these two, that means the entire Charma Shloka of Varaha, or even if it is Sarvadharman Parityaja, Lord Krishna's Charma Shloka, it is for Mokshartha Prapatti. Even for Rama's Charma Shloka, namely, Abhayam Sarvabhutebhyaha Dadami. Lord Rama says, I will give you protection from all troubles for all living beings. Abhayam Sarvabhutebhyaha. So protection, what is meant by protection? Protection is called a protective cover from all the other goals of life. So we are now given what we call a room for prayer towards the final goal, namely moksha. So nobody can attack us, nobody can influence us, nobody can enamor us, nobody can attract us towards this world once we fix our aim on the moksha, namely the emancipation. Now, the question arises, the doubt is there. தன்னை ஒழிந்தார் முமுட்சுக்களுக்கு ஆசிரயணியர் அல்லர் என்கைக்காகவும். Again, we have to remember the four types of people who want something from the Lord, namely artharthi, jignasuhu, jnani, and moksharthi. I hope I am right. People want wealth, money, artharthi. The artham also can be moksha also. The purpose of arthat, jignasu, yes. So jignasu and then artharthi. Arthaha, right. So arthaha, jignasu, artharthi and jnani. Arthaha, when he is suffering in this world, extreme suffering is experienced by him, and therefore he wants to escape suffering, and he is called artha. He is also after moksha. Then second one is jignasu, those who want to know curiously the nature of the original nature of the Lord. He is called jignasu. He is going on the what we call the wisdom discipline. He is going through the wisdom discipline. He has crossed over karma discipline, karma yoga. He is inquisitive, very curious. He is with a zest, Z-E-S-T, and a zeal, Z-E-A-L. He has a zeal and zest to know who Bhagavan is, who Lord is. And therefore, the second one is, third one, of course, artharthi, a person desiring for wealth. And then lastly, jnani. Jnani is the dearest person for the Lord. And Lord himself calls him as one and same. He is also not different. Lord is not different from jnani. Meaning, a wise person will always have moksha at hand. Then already he is a released soul. Jnani becomes a released soul. All of a sudden, as soon as he gets the wisdom, he knows the original nature of the Lord, and he is the muktatma. That's what we can call. Any individual soul like us who goes to Vaikuntha becomes muktatma. Whereas there is another category called Nityasuris, namely Garuda, Adishesha, and Vishwaksena. These three are Nityasuris. And we also say that we use the same name for us also. Nityasuri. We also become Nityasuris. In the sense, scholar, wise person, permanently residing in the headquarters of Lord, namely Kalanga, Perunagar, Paramapadam, Sivaikuntham, and so on. And we have the almost similar to Lord in almost all aspects, except in two aspects, namely Shrashtritvam. We cannot create anything. We are not supposed. We have no power to create, and we cannot remain everywhere. Again, we cannot have the privilege of being husband of goddess of fortune, Shiyapatitvam. We cannot have Anantatvam also. We cannot be endless in our nature. Then we will be present everywhere. So we are not omnipresent. So here, so in this context, we find that supposing we understand differently, namely, முமுட்சுக்களுக்கு ஆசிரயணியர் அல்லர் என்கைக்காகும். So the persons desirous of going to Vaikuntha, that is moksha, are not deleted from this group. Ashraniyar allar engekavum meaning, so they will be also included in the group for reciting the Charma Shloka of Sri Varaha Avatar. That's the meaning. Tanne Ashriyate Moksham Peravendum Engekahu. And Lord Sriman Narayana is the exclusive, only protector whom we must approach. That's all. You cannot have any demigod, rather secondary level gods, not even Brahma or Shiva, Indra, and so on. You cannot approach them. You should not approach them. So, Tannai Ashrayite Moksham Peravendum. He says in the Charma Shloka of Krishna Avatara, Sarvadharman Parityaja Mam Ekam Sharanam Vraja. Only person you can approach is me, myself. That's all. Nothing and nobody else. In fact, he is so selfish that he wants to protect everyone. That is the interest, great interest that he evinces on the individual soul whom he himself created. Therefore, Tanne Ashrayite Moksham Paravendum Engekaho. இப்பிரபத்திக்கு இலக்கான தன் படிகளை பரத்வ சௌலபிய பிரதிஷ்டாபகமாக பதத்ரயத்தாலே அருளி செய்கிறான். Now we are going to see three words. What are those three words? Padatrayatale. Padam word, Trayam three. A triad of three words. So what are the three words aiming at? Namely, Paratva, Saulabhya, Pratishtapakam. So Paratvam, the highest position, highest status. There is nobody beyond Lord. So we will also become equal, almost, in the sense Sayudyam, Samipyam, Salokyam. Samipyam, Salokyam, Sarupyam, and not Sayudyam. We cannot become one with the Lord, whereas we can be near Him. The proximity is very close. Then we have the same form. We can hold the Panchayidas in our hand, like Vyuha Rupam. And also we can have Salokyam, the same type of vision which Lord looks at the creation. So we can have the same look. And the problem is solved here, namely, because of our proximity, we are close to Him, because He is accessible, Saulabhyam. So Saulabhyam will be understood by us through the three words that we are going to see in the next paragraph, page 16 or 18. And again, we are going to see the large differences between the Lord and the individual soul. That is us. So Paratvam Saulabhyam. Now this is what we call contradictory pair of qualities. If one is the highest, then he will not be accessible. If one is accessible, he will not be the highest. In the sense, he will not be the noblest when he is easily accessible. That means he will be simple, austere in character, Austere. And therefore, so we have to understand that he is the greatest of the greatest and most accessible Lord. And another word you can add here, we need not be reserved in adding one more quality, though there are unlimited number of auspicious qualities attached to the Lord. So we have Saushilyam. Irrespective of the status that we have, he has Saushilyam. And Saushilyam is, he moves with us socially without any reservation. And therefore, these three words will give us the Paratvam, Saulabhyam, and even Saushilyam. And that will be established in our mind. Pratisthapakam. We will believe it. We will understand it. We will have faith in it. We will repose our confidence on that. And that is the meaning of the three words. So now the essence of the three words has been given in this paragraph, in the last paragraph. So we go to the next page. Now we have the word Vishwarupam. This has a historical background in Mahabharata and not in Ramayana. Rama never showed himself as Lord Almighty, though his qualities also were so good that we could guess, we could infer that he is the Lord. There are many occasions in which Rama could be recognized as the Lord, but he never wanted us to feel his Almighty's qualities. He just was like a human being, as ordinary as we are. So Vishwarupam comes only in Mahabharata. The universal form, the very first name and the second name also in Vishnu Sahasranama tells us that he is the universe, Vishwam. He is Vishnu. He is pervading everywhere, omnipresent. He is everywhere. He is available. So this is called Vishwarupa. That means he is in every living being. And even when we worship other gods for our selfishness, we see him as Antaryami of all gods. When we go to temples, especially forcibly or wantonly, unwillingly or willingly, we go to the other temple, then we have to look at the figures, divine figures, as Antaryami of Sriman Narayan. Antaryami namely Sriman Narayan. Now, who are we? Who are we? The next question. Narangalai Ayanamaha Uday. Naram meaning Narasya Idam Naram. Naraha is man, human being. We are all human beings. We have what we call the human, the humanity as our attitude. Human nature. Human nature is Naram. And we must have some direction to go in our life. We must be given some guidance in our life. And that guide is Lord Sriman Narayan in the form of universal form. Ayanam is the path, P-A-T-H. In Sanskrit also, P-A-T-H. So here, Ayanam means the road, the direction towards which we go. Who will guide us? Lord Sriman Narayana will guide us. How does he guide us? Through Vishwarupam. Once we see Vishwarupam, once we realize Vishwarupam, once we understand clearly the Vishwarupam, then you will understand, you will see God everywhere. We will see God everywhere. We used to say in English, God's hand is seen everywhere. And whenever we feel helpless, definitely we can see. When we think that we are all smart, then we have to come down with humility and say, Lord did it. And therefore, so Narangalai Ayanamaha Udayan. Narangal in plural, creations, including, mainly human beings, but we are also connected with all animate and inanimate objects, and therefore, anything, any creation. So he is, and the second one is what the Lord himself feels is, without us, he has no work to do. ஆழ்வார் சொன்னார், நீ இன்றி நான் இல்லை, நான் இன்றி நீ இல்லை என்றார். So without me, who is the person to worship you as a God? No. So devotees must be there and the Lord must be there. It's a mutually complementary attitude. I cannot live with you, you cannot live without me. I cannot live without you. You cannot live without me. And therefore, you have to give me moksha. So, என்கிறா போலே, நாரங்களை அயனமாக உடையவன் என்கிறா போலே, it's only an analogy, it's only a comparison. விஸ்வத்தையும் தனிக்கு சரீரமாக உடையவன் என்கிறார். This is what we discussed in earlier session, that as a very small child, what we call ஆலிலை மேல் ஒரு பாலகனாய், on the leaf of a banyan tree, a small leaf, don't take a big leaf, take a small leaf. So in the smallest leaf, he is lying down like a small baby, and the baby has in his belly all the creations. And therefore, so how do we say that? So he expands the belly to such a huge size, Vatapatra sign of Srivilliputturu. Yes. So Vishwateim Tanakku Shariramaha Udayan. I'm talking about minuscule size of the Lord, and the minuscule size of the creation. But if you look at the 14 worlds creation, we will be looking at askans, ASKNC. We will be shocked, we will be surprised, we will be rather shocked with while we see the world outside. What is the size of the world? So the entire world is the body of the Lord. So Vishwatayam Tanakku Shariramaha Udayavan engiru. So Vishwarupam means the Rupam, the form itself is Lord. He is in the universal form. He is above all and he is inside all. இதனால் இத்தால் சர்வத்திற்கும் ஆதாரமுமாய். These are all very familiar concepts. He is the fulcrum of the universe. He is the support of the universe. He is support of everything. You please include Vaikuntham also. It is not excluded. Vaikuntham is 9 power the universe. Universe power 9. And therefore, Sarvatthukkum Adharamai. And then not only is supportive, but also Niyantavamai. He is the controller. His command is obeyed by everybody. And he is Sheshimai. He is the master. We are all Sheshaha, servants. So remember the relationship between the Lord and the individual souls like us, namely. So when we say he is Adharam, he is supportive, we are called Adheyam. We are to be supported. Without support, we will not stand. And Niyantavamai, he controls us, and we are the controlled. We have to obey him. And Sheshimai, he is the master, and we are the servants. Shesham. So, இவை தம்மாலே இவற்றினுடைய சத்தாஸ்திதி பிரவൃத்திகள் தானிட்ட வழக்காய் கைங்கரிய உத்தேசனமாய். Now, how do he run this process? His project, how does he run the project? Namely, இவை தம்மாலே, he does everything. Tammale, he himself is the cause for any action. Then, what about the safety and the strong presence of all the creations? Satta. So you and I are living in this world comfortably with some status or some in every sphere. We are well off. That's called satta. Our existence is fruitful. And we are maintained also, sthiti. And we also progress, pravritti. So that means he is responsible, Lord Shivan Narayana is responsible for our very existence, our status, our maintenance, our good condition, and pravritti is progress. So how does he do it? Tanitta vazhakkai. I shall tell you in negative terms, nobody can disobey him. Nobody can accost him. Nobody can overpower him. Put it in positive terms, he is making us follow him. That's all. Tanitta vazhakkai. Whatever we think man proposes, God disposes. If we have anything against him, we are not allowed. So, Tanitta vazhakkai. So, he makes us follow. Where? Kainkarya uddeshanamai. So, what is he aiming at? What action does he expect from us? Service. Now, in fact, to tell you the reverse reaction, when we serve him, he also is ready to serve us. That is the greatest quality, and therefore we call it Saulabhyam here. You understand the word Saulabhyam here? Because not only he expects us to do service to him, spotless service to him, faithful service to him, and also he is ready to serve us back. Kainkarya Uddeshanama. Uddeshan is proposal. He is a proposer. He is a proposer of our service to him and his service to us. Then again, he feels very responsible, and therefore he feels that after creating the world, the universe by himself, he feels that it is his responsibility to maintain. And there is a small difference. He is not ready to protect the wicked. Please remember. Vinashayecha dushkritam is a secondary purpose of the Lord's creation. Lord's action. Lord's action is swarthamaha. He is very selfish. Swarthamaha. Why does he become so selfish? Because you can also say with our freedom, liberty as a devotee, that he doesn't want to get a bad name. He is not to be accused, number one. And therefore, so whenever we suffer our troubles because of our sins, we also blame him, always blame him for everything and anything. And when we are a good devotee, you must certify yourself that you are a good devotee. That's all. Then you can claim something from him. You can scold him also. Alvar Sonar, Thiru Indalur, Mayoram Pakatla. When the screen was closed for darshan, he said, நீரே வாழ்ந்து போம் அப்படின்ற. நீரே வாழ்ந்து போம். You become happy. You live very happily. You don't allow me to live happily. So swarthama. But what does he do? He selects the good people. Sadhu paritranadigalilum. In order to protect the good people, he has another onerous responsibility, namely destroying the wicked. Unfortunately. Again, we will question, why did he create bad people? Why did he create demons? They say demons. So why did he create demons? Otherwise, what will happen is gods will not propitiate Lord. They will remain idle, drink amritam nectar, because they cannot die. There is no death for us. They will not remember him. Every time, all the gods are troubled very seriously, and the demons are 66 crores of demons. Double the number of gods, 33 crores. 66 crores of demons. Double. So unless we are troubled, when we don't face problems, we are not thinking of God. There are some people who think of God even in suffering and even in happiness. Sampaltaucha vipattaucha sadhunam ekarupata. It's a proverbial statement in Sanskrit. Sampatto, when they have prosperity. Vipatto, Tamil, vipat, accident. When they are involved in accident, good people have the same form, same nature of, same attitude, nature of mind. And therefore, you find that sadhu paritranadi. Paritranaya sadhuna. Again, another question arises that has been answered in all the books very easily. Everybody knows that. Why did he come to the world as Lord Krishna to protect the good people? He could have done it by Bhagavad Sankalpam, namely a decision in the mind from the Vaikuntham itself. Just a word, that's all. So all people will be protected. There will be partiality. Where is the drawing on the screen? Okay. There is no. Now I can tell you the line number. In the page 16, you have the fourth line we are going through. Fourth line. Sorry. From Vishwarupam, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we are on the 8th line from the beginning. First word is Vishwarupam. We are going through the 8th line. Paritranadigalilum pravartikkiran endrum. Though he is undergoing yoga nidra, yes, a fiend sleep, he is awake, he is fully awake, he is aware of what is happening around him in the world, and he is always doing something without being idle. That's very important. Pravartikkiran. He doesn't remain idle, remain inert. Today somebody said, eating the onion and the garlic will make us inert. Coffee also, even coffee, tea, will make us inert. That is, make us slow in action. It may be true to some extent. What we call generally tamasic food, the items of food which are called creators of ignorance, that's called tamasic food. That means kindling the emotions of your mind. Uncouth desire, we say. UNCOUTH. Uncouth desire of the individual soul. They are harmful. They are harmful. The Lord is not inactive. Lord is active. Pravartikkaran. He doesn't remain silent. We used to say, when we suffer, we asked the Bhagavan, why are you silent, watching me suffer? So paritranadigalum pravartikkiran endrum. Then ashrayiniyan sarvavyaptanahiyale. Now the question that I created, just thought of it as, why did he come? Why did the Lord come to earth as Rama, Krishna, and all other incarnations, 22, 50, and endless, infinity, and so on? He wants to be near us. He wanted to experience the pleasure of being near us. So he loved proximity with the creation, and therefore he came here. Otherwise, he will be alone in the Vaikuntham along with the other three Nitya Suris, and of course, Muktatmas, realized souls who went there from here. So again, so Ashraniyan Sarva Vyaptangahyale. Again, there is no question of Rama and Krishna coming here as a separate entity, whereas he is here everywhere. He is in this world everywhere already. Only to show to the world, rather give advice to the world, how people should conduct their life. He appears as Rama and Krishna in solid figures. So Ashrayaniyan, Vedanta Deshaya gives the certificate. He is the one to be a giver of succor. He is the one who can be surrendered to. Nobody else. Ashrayaniya. Others are not Ashrayaniyas, namely unfit to surrender. He is Sarvavyaptan. He is present everywhere. Ashrayipark Nitya Sannihitan Endrum Totugal. These words, these Padatrayam, the three words, we are going to see those three words again and again. The three words give us the confidence. Thottrugirathu. Thottrugirathu doesn't mean it appears so. It's definite. It's definitely understood as Ashayipark Nitya Sannihitan. For those who are surrendering, he is always present in them. Nitya Sannihita. Sannihitan is from Sannidhi, presence. So he is close by. So Nitya Sannihitan, he is ever close by. Many people take heart, meaning many people are courageous wherever they are, that they say, Lord is with me, Lord is with me. Everywhere, at home, travel, anywhere, we always feel that He is with us. That feeling is very important. If we are not feeling that His presence, then we are fools, that's all. So, Swarupa Sannidhi Suryavalukkum, Muktarukkum, Yogigalukkum, Kanalam Atthanai Endrum. The next question is, can we identify the form, his form, divine form? You said he is always with us, he is nearby, he is Antaryami in the heart. Can we see him flesh and blood? It can be only felt. But can we have the same experience of feeling his presence, just like the permanent residents of the Vaikuntham, namely Garuda, Vishwaksena, and Adishesha? Or Muktas, the released souls who went from this world to Paramapadam? Or yogins, who still do not want to go to Paramapadam, who still want to live in this world, doing penance, performing meditation in the forest, even today in Himalayas. That's why our country is respected. And you find that never the cold or heat affects them. Can you imagine? Have you experienced? We can see people sitting without food in a cave in Himalayas where only snow or if at all there is some heat. There are people even today. That's why we say Himalayas is a very good mountain. India has got herbs also. The herbs are washed away by the Ganges river, and therefore the river is capable of preventing the infection of the dead bodies thrown every day in large numbers. So that is the reason why the very presence is divine of the yogis, meditators. So can we have that privilege of seeing the Lord who is always present with me, like the permanent residents, the released souls, and the yogi? No, it is very hard to achieve. It's very hard to achieve. He is asking, Kanala Mattana Yandro, can we not see? Are we not capable of seeing the divine presence? So Vigraha Vishishtananalum. The problem with us is, even though we visit temples, go there, he is there in the solid figure called Divya Mangala Vigraha, divine, auspicious figure in any material. It is either calcium or the combination of 5 metals, Pancha Loham, or gold. For example, I saw the gold Ramanuja in Shamshabad last week. Gold, made up of only gold. Of course, the copper must be added in order that gold can stand. But fully made up of many kilograms of gold. I think I forgot the measure. And the gold material. So in all these forms, can we identify the presence? Vigraha Vishishtanananam. They are tangible. The figures in the temples are tangible. We can touch. The priest can touch them. Then the other one is inaccessible, namely Paramapada Nathan. The figure, the divine figure in the Vaikunthanatha. Can we approach them now? No, it is not possible. Nor Vyuha, Sankarshana, Niruddha, Pradyumna, Vasudev. So Ingullarku Ilakkaha Vatro Ennil. We are here. Ingullarku, we are here. Here we are Ingullar, we are the people living here. Ingullarku Ilakkaha Vatro Ennil. Can we aim at seeing all of these two, Para and Vyuha? Can we, through the Archa form in the temples, can we identify Para and Vyuha? Of course, in Srirangam, you go to the Vimanam and say it is called Omkara Vimanam, Pranavakara Vimanam. Then you have Paravasudeva there. And therefore, easily you can say Paravasudeva is there, Vyuha Vasudeva is also there around the Vimanam. It is there in the what we call solid form. Can we identify? Can we feel it? Can we experience it? Now, the answer is this. In the Vibhutile, Ellarkum Ashrayikkalambadi, Vibhava Rupattal Vandu Nirkira Nilai. We have been telling you in the sessions, in these sessions, that we are all lucky. We only are all are lucky. We only are all lucky. Only I add. That is only meaning adding some groups also, which talk about God, which who read about God, who talk about God, and who read about God. And our guess is pure, wild guess is, we have been present during the incarnation of Rama or Krishna or both or some other incarnation. So in the Vibhuti, this is called Leela Vibhuti, meant for Lord Narayana's sport, S-P-O-R-T, game. It's only a game. And then the creation itself is a game. And Ellarkum Ashrayilakkamadi, there is no partiality of the Lord to anyone. Na dveshyaha, na mama priyaha. There is no friend to me, there is no enemy to me. Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says. So Ellarkum Ashrayilakkamadi, all can become surrenderers. Then how do we do it? Where we do it? Where do we do it? Vibhava Rupam. Vibhava is the incarnation. Starting with Matsya, Kurma, Varaha and so on. 10 more important incarnations. Dhanvantari, Dattatreya, Kapila, Vyasa, what not, you can add so many. Dhan, so many incarnations. So Vibhava Rupatal, Vandu Nirkara Nilayam. That's what I said. He came here. Avataraha meaning came down. Avatarati. Ava down, Tarati crosses. Crosses the universe and comes down. He need not have come down. That is his privilege. That is his wish. That is his ambition. So Vandu Nirkara Nilayam. So how does he stand? Nirkara Nilay. He is standing in good stead. At the same time, he is standing in the temples. Vibhava Rupatal Vandu Nirkara Nilayam. So what did we convert him, rather say? He converted himself, Rama, Krishna are in the temples now. Kumbakonam Ramaswamy temple is very famous. Udupi, Guruvayur, these are all Krishna temples, very famous temples. So இதற்கு மூலமாய் ஆசிரணியத்தைக்கு உறுப்பான கிருபாதிகளும் தோற்ற மாம் என்கிறார். So the word mam, what does it denote? Mam ekam saranam raja. You take that word, mam. What is mam? Now, to understand that there is no partiality in the mind of the Lord, everybody can become a surrenderer. And Vibhava Rupam, incarnation form, has become the Archa form in the temples. And therefore, we are able to see all incarnations. For example, in Srirangam, you have Dashavatara Sannidhi. All incarnations have been made solid figures. It is his wish, his will. And therefore, Idarku Molamai, now, what is the purpose of this? His proximity, his presence near us, and what is the prayojanam? What is the use of our surrender? Why should we surrender? Then the most important quality of the Lord is kripa, grace, compassion, pity, sympathy. And therefore, such a person I am. And therefore, you approach me, Mom. I am kind to you. I will be graceful to you. I will help you. I take pity on you. When you suffer, I take pity on you. I sympathize with you when you suffer. There is nobody else to sympathize, even. That's what I want to say. When we suffer a health setback, we have to suffer it. Nobody can cure it. And therefore, the suffering is ours only. We all sometimes trouble others. That's different. We also make others suffer. That's what we pray. When we pray, in the old age especially, we should never be a troublesome person to others in the family. Plus, they should not feel that we must die. கிருபாதிகளும் தோற்ற மாம் என்கிறார். So, over to the members for clarifications, additions, supplements, and so on. And we are going to see in Tamil, Samutthito Neela Iva Achalo Mahan. We are going to see. And it's Alvar's statement. நீல வரை இரண்டு பிறை கல்வி நிமிர்ந்ததொப்ப கோல வராகம் ஒன்றாய் நிலம் கோட்டிடை கொண்ட என்றாய். So we will trace it on Tuesday, and which Alvar said it, and we will have how Lord is graceful, highly graceful. Generally, we think that he is pitiless. Those who suffer will always blame him as pitiless Lord. Though we call him an ocean of pity. Kripa Samudraha. Karunik Kadal. Karuna Arnavaha, we say. Karunarnavaha. I want to repeat 2 letters there. Karunarnavaha. Arnavaha is ocean. Karuna Sagara. We say Daya Sagara. Swami Vedanteshika wrote Daya Shatakam. Daya is the imaginary wife of Lord Srinivasa at Tirupati. He made it 106 verses. Daya Shatakam. Humble enough to say it is only 100. He has increased by 6. We are reading today the books which are abridgments of the big books, a small book. My friends also, like Raghavan, may say that 1 page is enough. Why do you give meaning for hundreds of pages for one word, Vishwarupa? So Sri Bhashya Sangraha is it. Sri Bhashya Sangraha. In literature, you find Kadambari is the original book, prose work. Kadambari Sangraha came with about 100 pages. Then now it is Laghu Kadambari Sangraha in just 15 pages. I think in future this also should be condensed into 1 page. We can give Ramayana in 1 verse. We can give Mahabharata in 1 verse. We can give Bhagavata in 1 verse. Adho Rama Tapovanadi Gamanam. Because we leave all incidents. Whether they are important or not. This is the first beginning of the first only 1 verse about Ramayana. We need not study 24,000. Adho Rama Tapovanadi Gamanam. Hatva Mrigam Kanchanam. The beauty is nam will be repeated. Adho Tapovanadi Gamanam. Hatva Mrigam Kanchanam. And so on. There are so many incidents. Vaidehi Haranam, Samudra Taranam, Lankapuri Dahanam, Paschat Ravana Kumbhakarna Hananam, Etadhi Ramayana. I don't give the full verse. Only 1 verse, single verse. We want only that kind of brevity today. Thank you very much for listening. And in the net, you can just start with Adho Tapovanadigaman.
रामानुजदया पात्रम् ज्ञानवैराग्यभूषणम् श्रीमद्वेङ्कटनाथार्यम् वन्दे वेदान्तदेशिकम्
कवितार्किकसिंहाय कल्याणगुणशालिने श्रीमते वेङ्कटेशाय वेदान्तगुरवे नमः.
சீரொன்று தூப்புல் திருவேங்கடமுடையான் பாரொன்றச் சொன்ன பழமொழியுள் ஓரொன்று தானே அமையாதோ தாரணியில் வாழ்வார்க்கு வானேரப் போமளவும் வாழ்வு.
ஓம் நமோ நாராயணாய. ஓம் நமோ நாராயணாய. ஓம் நமோ நாராயணாய. ஓம்